Alrighty, quick little programming note here in the midst of our Week 5 matchup with Devin. We did get our mid-season spins. None of them are coming to this week's matchup, so I didn't really feel the need to address them beforehand or whatever. But obviously they will be available for future matchups, and they will be coming to future matchups. So I wanted to address them now. I decided to spin away. We get basically, I think it was the top 4 or top 6. Got 2 spins, and anyone below that got, I think, 4 spins. So we're currently, I believe we're like 2nd or 3rd in the league right now. I can actually double check that real quick while I'm here, because why not? We are currently, actually we're 4th. It's because our differential's low. And 3 other people have better differential than us, but even still, despite our differential being low, we are currently 4th place overall with a record of 3-1. So we only had 2 respins, so I decided to use them. First one I used was on Mega Houndoom, because frankly, I don't like Mega Houndoom. I just don't. I just don't like it. It's not great. I originally traded for it initially because I wanted to get rid of more of the water types on my team, and I preferred to keep Primarina and Kingler, because Kingler for favoritism and Primarina because of its fairy typing. I really wanted to keep its fairy typing around. So I got rid of the Gyarados for the Mega Houndoom because it still kept me having a dark type, but it also got me a fire type, which is very important. I did not have a fire type before. However, unfortunately, I ended up getting Blacephalon in one of my respins. And so with that, I personally prefer Blacephalon because I feel like I can do a lot more with Blacephalon than I can with Houndoom. Like, just overall, like, I feel like there's more versatility to Blacephalon than Houndoom. So with that being said, I decided Houndoom would need to go. So I respun my Houndoom to try to get a different Mega. And hopefully it would be something a little bit more diverse than what I already have. I said hopefully. We'll see when we get there. And next, I decided to spin Raikou. Again, I had 3 electric types on my team. My respins have been just attempts at trying to get type diversity on my team, because it's horribly lacking. I don't have a steel type. I don't have... What typings don't I have? Like, I have a lot of the typings I typically try to get, but I just wanted a little bit more diversity, you know? Like, I wanted a little bit of something. Like, maybe a strong psychic type would be nice. I mean, I have Celebi, but another psychic type would be bad. Actually, a decent type diversity, now that I'm looking at it. Like, although I still have a lot of overlap, I still have decent, like, secondary type diversity. You know, anything that wasn't an electric type was kind of my goal. Not electric, not water. That was my hope. Because with spinning Raikou, Raikou is a B, or Raikou's an A tier. Raikou's an A tier. So it was like, spin off Raikou, see what happens, and hopefully I get something decent. Right? Right. You know, maybe we could have gotten something like Scolipede, or maybe Stakateka. Like, a steel type was basically something I was hoping for, because, like, I don't have one. So I was hoping maybe I can get something like Stakateka, something like, even P2 would have been nice, Metagross would have been really cool. Cobalion would have been awesome if I'd gotten that for Raikou in place of Mega Houndoom. I was hoping maybe to grab Mega Aggron. That would have been great. I was really hoping to get Mega Aggron. Unfortunately, or even Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor would have been super dope. Unfortunately, let's go over what we got. My Mega is Groot, the Mega Sceptile. Now, granted, this is still kind of cool because it's another Mega I've never used before. Like, looking into Mega Houndoom, I never used Mega Houndoom before, but looking at it, I didn't really want to use it anymore. It just didn't really feel like a mon that I really like felt comfortable using. It felt very simplistic in what it can do. At least with Sceptile, it's got a lot more options. Lightning Rod, it gives me an electric immunity, which I did not have prior, which is kind of nice. So people can't just electric spam on me now, which is good. Even though I did have a bunch of resists, now I have an immunity too, which is good. So I have Lightning Rod, which will also give me a special attack boost if I get smacked with it, which is good as well. My offensive stats are really good. 110 attack, 145 special attack, and 145 speed. Speed is key here. Speed is key here. Because while I did get rid of 2 base 115 mons, my team, aside from Blacephalon, wasn't really the fastest. Base 115 is great to have, don't get me wrong, but base 145 is way better. Because I'm way faster than most mons in the league now, which is great for me. I really like that a lot. Really happy with that. But these balanced offensive stats and like a really decent move pool. Like, it's got, you know, obviously fighting coverage, dark coverage. It's Dragon Dance now. Sceptile got Dragon Dance this generation, so that's really cool. I can potentially utilize that with, you know, it's dual stab, Dragon Dance, and something else. It could be really useful, really fun. Also, it has a lot of really hard-hitting special moves, of course. Earthquake, Iron Tail, you know, dual stab coverage, electric coverage for fun, bug coverage. Like, so it's got a lot of options. It has a lot of options to utilize, and I think that I can do a lot more with Mega Sceptile. Plus, I've always kind of wanted to use it, just never, like, I could never find a team composition it just kind of really worked on. So getting it in a randomized situation where team composition doesn't really matter, or like, you guys you don't really get to plan for that, is pretty cool. So I'm actually really looking forward to using this. This is actually this is a Mega I'm way more excited to use than Houndoom or Gyarados was before. So, and then for Raikou, I just need to buy a bucket hat at this point. I need to buy a bucket hat and a fishing rod because we got Slowking. Another water type. Like, if you look at my spins, right? You look at my spins / trade-offs. I traded off Mega Gyarados. I spun away for Alligator. And I spun away Cloyster. 3 water types. And I still, at the end of the day, have 3 water types on my team. What's cool about this, though, Pants the Slowking, which, by the way, this is going to lead to something else regarding the team very shortly. I call it Pants because of Pokemon the Movie 2000. If you've ever seen it, I hope you have. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Find that movie and watch it ASAP. It's one of, in my personal opinion, it's the best Pokemon movie they've ever made. That's just my personal opinion, but Regenerator is going to be really, really strong for this team. I can just keep this thing alive forever. It's really good defensive stats. Excuse me. Really fun mod. Slowking is really cool. Future Sight is a pain. Everyone's been running Future Sight these days, and it's annoying because it's one extra thing you have to keep track of. But there's a lot of things that Slowking can do now that makes it just a nuisance for people to deal with. It's just a really fun mod. Teleport and stuff is annoying too for people. Just a great form of momentum to have on the team. Again, it's another water type, so it's not the best thing to pick up, but we'll make do with it. We'll make do with what we got. But now, because we're calling this thing Pants because of a reference to, his famous quote from the movie 2000, we have to talk about Scrafty real quick, because Scrafty was known as Pants, because that's the mascot, fake mon for Hoodlum Callum's channel, who used to be known as Hoodlum Scrafty. It's based on Scrafty, so I was calling it Pants. But now we're just going to call it Hoodlum as a reference to Hoodlum Callum himself, directly, because, he's still one of my favorite YouTubers that I follow, and, still want to provide this reference regardless. So, yeah, that's all. Just needed to make that quick little programming note. This will be tacked on to our Week 5 matchup, either before the team builder or after the team builder, or during or after the battle. I don't know. I'm just going to tack it on somewhere random. But yeah, this is information going forward. I will have Groot and Pants on the team, starting with my Week 6 matchup. So thank you guys for watching. Peace. What is up, PTG people? My name is Jeff. I also go by PokePrimer. We are back once again for week number 5 of Draft League action here in PTG. And this week we are taking on Devin and his Mid-Valley Meowths, and this man was blessed. This man was super duper blessed in the randomization. Like, this man got lucky. And there's a good reason why he hasn't lost yet. Like, he got blessed. Really jealous of how lucky he got. You can see his team, you already know. He has Mega Swampert, Hoopa Unbound, Tapu Fini, Pelipper, Zergatry, Surfetched, Fortress, Poltegeist, Avalugg, Linoon, and Toucannon. Now, quick programming note, I don't remember, he might have prepped before the swaps and whatnot. I don't know if he will have Surfetched or Toucannon on his team. He did originally have in those slots, it was Venomoth here and Gumshoes down here. We just did the mid-season trades. I actually traded off 2 mons, which you will see very briefly after this one, or either right before this or right after this. I'll have it paired in with this video, but you'll either see it briefly before or after the team builder portion, or even after the battle. I don't know. I haven't decided yet where I'm gonna put it, so we'll see. But I don't know if he will have Surfetched or Toucannon. I don't know if he'll be bringing either of those mons to our match. We did plan ahead of before the swaps, but we weren't able to get the battle in. It just wasn't. I lost track of time because my sister was visiting, so I'm recording this on Sunday before we play later today. So we will see how that goes, but I'm not sure if he will have either of those mons. I don't know if he would have edited his team for those. I did not edit my team for my swaps because I didn't have any of the mons that I swapped off on my team currently. But yeah. So quick look at his team. He has a Rain plus Mega Swampert. Blessed by the randomizer. Blessed. He has Hoopa Unbound, one of the greatest nukes in the game, in my opinion. He has Zergatry with Rain, so he can run Thunder on Zergatry. He has Rain with Fortress, who is no longer now 4 times a week to fire. Which is nuts. He has Rain with Avalugg, which makes it an even better spinner because its fire weakness is nullified a bit. This team is his team's freaking stupid. Apologize for the swear. This team is stupid. Why is this team so good? This looks like, obviously with some aspects not being there, this team looks like something someone would draft normally. Right? like the Rain Core, Circuitry, Fortress for spin, like, these kind of things would be on a standard draft team. He got this from randomization. Are you kidding me? He didn't even have to re-randomize his Mega. He just got Mega Swampert off rip, and then ended up getting Pelipper as well. What the heck? That's crazy. But, yeah, this is going to be an incredibly tough matchup. If we can win this one, we would break his undefeated streak, which would be really cool, because that would bring us even further up in the standings, which would be nice. But, that's going to be something that's incredibly hard for us to pull off. So, hopefully, we'll be able to do it. We'll see. But yeah, this is the prep that we have for this matchup. Hopefully it is good enough to win. We have Layers the Celebi. This is immediately the first mon I knew I needed on this team. Giga Drain, HP Fire, Recover, and U-Turn. 252 HP, 12 attack, 148 special attack, and 96 speed with a naive nature. A lot of things going on here. Okay, so with the speed, we outpace Hoop Unbound on all base 80s and below, barring any Scarfers. The 12 attack makes it so that U-Turn guaranteed one-hit KOs Hoop Unbound if it's just a standard offensive set. Max HP, just because I needed as much bulk as possible. We have the Yachi Berry this way so that Swampert has no way of being able to break us at all. So like, it can go for Ice Punch all at once. We will eat that Ice Punch, and then Giga Drain will be able to nuke it to death and get us back most of our HP, which is good. We have Recover just for longevity so that we can keep ourselves as healthy as possible. And then last but not least, we have the HP it's for the Fortress. I don't expect to be able to catch it outside of range much, but hopefully I can and get some good HP fire damage off on it. That way we can properly break this mon, because breaking through Fortress in rain is going to be a monstrous task. So hopefully we'll be able to get that done and make do. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's not going to be easy, to say the very least. Not easy at all. Next up, we have Dae, the Primarina. Max HP, 212 defense with a bold nature, and 44 into speed. 44 in speed allows us to outpace, I believe that is uninvested Pelipper. I believe it's uninvested Pelipper, so it will be faster than a bulky Pelipper. We have Skull, Energy Ball, Moonblast, Life Dew with the leftovers. This thing is just kind of like a defensive option against his team. It helps me. I can shoot at least one hit from Hoopa and hit it back hard with a Moonblast. Excuse me. Energy Ball is there for the Swampert. I can take a hit from Swampert, and if I hit it with Energy Ball, it will drop. Skull, just to take advantage of the boost from the rain, will allow me to get some really big damage off on a lot of mons and potentially get burns, which would be really nice as well. And Life Dew, just because I want to have a source of recovery if possible against mons that really can't touch me as much. It kind of lets me sit in front of things like Fortress for a little while if it doesn't have Toxic or something like that, and not really like care too much. So that would be really useful. And if I get worn down, I have Torrent as well for rain boosted, Torrent boosted Scalds, which would be nice. Next up, we have Reginald the Kingler with the Chesto Berry, Sheer Force ability, Liquidation, Rock Slide, Rest, and Agility. So we have 216 speed with a Jolly Nature. This allows us to outpace Mega Swampert outside of rain. However, if we get up in agility, we will outpace it in rain, which is great. So we'll have rain boosted, sheer force boosted liquidations to smack it with, which is incredibly strong. This mod is so strong. And if we get worn down, we have rest. Resto Chesto, so we can get ourselves completely back up to full, keep our +2 speed, hopefully, and still be a nuisance to Devin's team. Liquidation hits pretty much every mon on his team, like stupid hard, which is incredibly important, especially if the rain's going to be out. Hits everything stupid hard. We have the rock slide so we can break the Pelipper, because breaking through Pelipper is obviously incredibly important in this matchup. Honestly, this thing may even be my lead, depending on, obviously depending on, you know, what all he brings. This thing might genuinely be the lead, because it's a king. It can nuke the Pelipper immediately and get rid of rain potentially for the whole game. That could be good. Rock Slide just gives us an alternative move to hit mons that resist water. The only other mon that resists water on the team is Tapu Fini. I don't know if he brings Fini here, but we have ways of dealing it between layers and our next Pokemon, so I'm not super worried about it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. But this Kingler actually has a lot of potential to put in an absurd amount of work to his team. Next up, we have Spiky Burb, the Heavy Duty Boots Zapdos with Static for the ability, 64 speed, 252 HP, 192 defense with a bold nature. Again, the 64 in speed allows us to outpace a max speed Pelipper, so we are covering both ends of Pelipper. If it's a defensive Pelipper or an offensive Pelipper, we have those covered. Thunderbolt, Hurricane, Boost U-Turn. Hurricane, obviously, in rain, it will always hit, so this makes it so that I have a free move to click as long as rain is up. Zergatry doesn't really want to come in on a Hurricane if it doesn't have to, or doesn't really want to, because it's a Hurricane. Like, you don't want to take a Hurricane from a Zapdos. Like, that's just not... I don't think that's on anyone's list of things they want to do. That's still going to hurt. And I can U-turn out on it as well as an option, get that extra chip damage. Always good to have. Thunderbolt, just for stab, allows us to smack the Fini, as well as obviously nuke Pelipper. And just have, you know, strong electric type move to click. I wanted to run Thunder, but I didn't want to just in case. No, I wanted to be consistent in and out of rain. So that should be all I really need. And then Roost, obviously, just so I can keep myself healthy. Static, I went with Static over that because this thing kind of can act as a switch into Fortress, potentially. I can come in on Fortress, potentially get a Static on that. I could come in on Pelipper, potentially catch another U-turn. Pretty much whatever, and get static pairs on things, which would be very important. And plus, if I can hit Hoopa with a U-turn, that will also be incredibly strong and good. So, yeah, hopefully. Next but not least, we have Hoodlum, the Scrafty. I have changed his nickname from Pants. You will see in the mid-season spins as to why that happened. So yeah, he's now going to be known as Hoodlum going forward. Choppleberry, Intimidate, ability max HP, 4 defense, and max special defense with Careful Nature. Knockoff, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, Poison Jab. This is one of our potential switch-ins to Hoopa, and this is kind of be our scout Hoopa to see what it is. Obviously going to calc the damage, trying to see whether it is Scarfed, Banded, Specs, whatever. We have the Choppleberry because he can hit us with a fighting type move on either side. We wall his stabs, but he can hit us with a fighting type move on either side. So this way, with Intimidate, we can shoot a Drain Punch. I think it might get Superpower, I don't remember. We can shoot one of those with the Intimidate with Chopple, or we can chew a Focus Blast with Chopple, and we will be able to see what kind of set that he is. This is literally just to scout Hooba sets so we can deal with it appropriately. That's the sole purpose of Scrafty this week. Because if we know he's like Choice Band or Choice Specs, we know that literally we just need to get a situation where Layers is in front of it, and we can just click U-turn and kill it and be done. Not have to worry about it anymore. You know what I mean? So that's the goal. So, hopefully that will help us. Knockoff is just, it's knockoff. It's crucial. It's an incredibly important move, always, especially in Draft League. So, getting rid of his team's items will be great. Drain Punch for stab, so that we can get some recovery back on this thing anytime. Fire Punch, because of the Fortress, gives us something to hit the Fortress really hard with. And Poison Jab, so we can potentially catch a top of Finny on a switching. Because, let's be real, if Finny comes, it will be it's his hard switch into this thing, I think. And if anything else switches in, let's be honest, it'll get, potentially get poisoned, so that's always good too. Last up, we have No Talk Mihangi, the Citrus Berry holding Morpeko, Aura Wheel, Rapid Spin, Seed Bomb, and Protect. We have enough speed for Circuitry? Protect is to be able to switch our forms depending on the situation, so that we can keep ourselves in the appropriate form that we need to be for the time, so that we can switch between our electric move and our dark move in Aura Wheel. Aura Wheel obviously just nukes things, so that's what it does. Rapid Spin, unless he brings Poltergeist, he has nothing to stop me from spinning away hazards, which with Fortress being there, there's a good chance there's going to be a lot of hazards being tossed around, so just wanted to have it just in case. Plus it gives a speed boost as well. He might, on one of my electric turns, predict me to go for a Protect to switch to dark type and try to go into a Swampert, but if I click the Rapid Spin, I can indeed just get my speed boost anyway. And then I have Seed Bomb. If I can get up at least 2, obviously I need to get up 2 speed boosts, but if I have Seed Bomb, I can potentially get off a 4 times effective hit on the Swampert as well, because that would be very important. I would like to be able to do that, so hopefully we can. I just need to focus on getting my speed boosts between Aura Wheel and Rapid Spin, and that's going to be important. Protect will also be really good to stall out the rain turns. Also kind of help me scout if he is going to be Damp Rock. Very important information for us in this game, for sure. So, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But that's going to be it for the team. Let's go ahead and hop into the battle. Alright, PTG people. We are here and back once again for another week of draft action. This week we are taking on Devin and the Mid-Valley Meowths, and we're going to send the challenge right now and see what he brought. This is going to be one of our toughest matchups. He has what I would consider the best team possible, and you can see why. Alright, so he brings Mega Swampert, Pelipper. Of course, I knew these two were coming without a doubt. Fortress. He brings the Circuitry, of course. He brings the Hoopa Unbound. Again, not a surprise there at all. And then he brings the Linoon. I did not expect the Linoon. If anything was in that last slot, I was thinking, I guess Linoon makes sense. I don't have a reliable ghost type. So, that entirely makes sense to me. So I think I'm just going to lead straight off lead with Reginald. I think I can lead with Reginald. I'm actually going to lead with Zapdos. He leads with the Circuitry. That's annoying. We'll U-turn out. We'll see what he wants to do. Alright, am I speed invested for him? I'm not. That is incredibly massive. That is huge. Okay, first of all, let's see. He Volt Switch did 40.9. That's about right for Scarf damage. It could be Scarf damage. U-turn to Hoopa did 79. So he's got like max HP. Maximum HP investment. Okay, so I can go a couple different routes with this. But I think the easiest one... Does Morpeko kill this thing with Rapid Spin, potentially? Don't believe so. No. I can kill it with Seed Bomb, so I think I'm going to go Morpeko here. And we are in Dark mode, so I can actually just fire off a free Aura Wheel. I lose nothing by clicking Aura Wheel here. I would kill this thing, and I do stupid damage to pretty much everything on his team. So, yeah, we're in a pretty okay spot with this, I think. Yeah, this should just KO him here, no doubt. Do have to reconnect. Internet, why do you forsake me so? It's storming outside, so I'm not super surprised. My connection's a little bit iffy. Not super shocked by my connection being iffy, so... Oh, that's fun. Hold on. I'm gonna try to reboot my Wi-Fi. Looks like we're back. Fantastic. Alright, so I do kill the Hoopa there. I am... There's no way, right? He knows I'm the electric one right now. There's no way he doesn't go into Swampert here, right? Alright, so I went for the Seed Bomb. That's fine. Get 27% on that. I get 62 to 74. Or do I protect instead? And he kind of has to lock himself into Gleam, doesn't he? C-Bomb did 27. Alright, so he's actually got like some bulk investment. He's got bulk investment for sure. Dazzling Gleam would kill me. I don't have Parting Shot like I typically would like to. I think I'll just go for the Aura Wheel. Smack him. 56%. Jesus. He does come with the Dazzling Gleam, but I don't think he's fast. I don't think that helps me either. Zapdos little +1 Gleam. I think he might be Speed Crit Scarfed. He might just not be Special Attack invested. No, but he has to be Special Attack invested, doesn't he? Or can he be Scarfed? Modest and still get that roll, that damage from earlier. He can just be Scarf with no investment and still get Modest. Does he need investment to kill Morpeko? He doesn't. So he might be Scarf with no investment. Do I risk it being... Do I risk that being the case? I think I kind of have to, right? Hurricane can kill him here. Hurricane hits everything. I got Hurricane. Just go for it. Losing Morpeko kind of sucks, but it did everything I wanted it to. Hurricane did 67. Hell yes. Do I roost on this, or do I Hurricane again just to make sure I kill this thing? Tough play, tough play, tough play. I don't want to get toxic. I have to kill this thing. I'm just gonna kill this thing. Right, well, he's not +1 anymore, which means he can't kill Zapdos from this range. Swampert. He also cannot kill me from this range. With Rain Up? Well, Liquidation, maybe. Is Liquidation in Rain? He has a chance to kill me here? I think I just have to go hard into Die. He goes Liquidation, gets the defense drop, which really blows. He is Damprock Pelipper, so that's fun. I'm just going to go for the Energy Ball here. I don't really lose anything by doing that. Oh, big damage on the Pelipper. Nice. I'm going to start Moonblasting here instead. He does... Ooh. This is actually a really important turn. He kind of has to preserve this, I think, doesn't he? I think I Scald. Yeah. So now he can't really Belly Drum either. I don't think Extreme Speed unboosted. I think that's for return. Facebook. I go hard Scrafty here because I think he's uninvested. We'll calc this real quick. He Volt Switched. We'll see if that matches up. Scrafty versus Circuitry. Choice Scarf. No investment. Volt Switch doing 25. That is good, yeah. I think I have this. I think I have this. Pretty much locked up. He goes Circuitry here, which is fine because I can just Drain Punch. He goes for Thunder. He does have the Thunder, but that means I can go into this. I live a Thunder guaranteed. Quick Giga Drain. I just sent the live link, but with like 1 turn left of the battle, so it's fine. And we click Giga Drain. We do have the Yachi Berry, so we should be able to live anything from this thing. I don't think there's anything in Swampert's entire move pool that can kill this thing. He Liquidations instead. Gets the defense drop, doesn't matter, we Giga Drain and we kill, and we are able to defeat the undefeated Mid-Valley Meowths. GG's. Whew. Wow, what a tough match. That had me on the edge. Getting the U-turn damage off on Hoopa mad early was really, really big. Because that meant that, like, Hoopa basically just got, like, basically was made null and void for the match. The Circuitry was a cool set. I think, let me rerun the calc on Morpeko's move. Was it just max HP? Yeah, that looks like it could have just been like max HP, Scarf, Zerk. Yeah, I think matchup-wise, I just had a really strong matchup against this team. The Zergatry set was really cool, though. I did like that bulky Zergatry, because he already has 382 in his special attack. So, it's not like... Let me, like, save this replay and put it off to the side so I can upload it shortly. Yeah, it's not like it needs a lot of investment to do well against a lot of teams, and my team doesn't really appreciate it much at all. I don't have an electric type switch in. Well, I technically did have one, but it doesn't appreciate Zergatry very much, and I'm sure he probably had Signal Beam. Or something like that to deal with breaking through Celebi. So, yeah, it was kind of like it was eventually going to happen. Yeah, it was going to be able to get through. Very happy that I got the Skull play right on the incoming Lanoon. Getting to take advantage of that last turn of rain, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, if Moonblast would have only done 55 to 65, he potentially could have still belly drummed after that, but Scald and Rain doing like 75% was big. I could have done anywhere from 70 to 83 on that, so that worked out perfectly. Kind of bummed I didn't get to use Reginald at all this game. Really kind of stinks, but it is what it is. Still pick up the dub, so I'm very, very happy that it worked out. All my plans worked out in my favor. Apparently he forgot to put Yachi or Ice Punch back on to Swampert, so even if he had the Ice Punch, it didn't really matter because of the Yachi, but even still, like, he just didn't have the Ice Punch to take advantage of, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, it worked out nicely. Taking out the Fortress really fast was good, as well. We took out both the Hoopa and the Fortress without them ever doing anything, and the Loon got to do one return. As that was pretty much about it. So that's really, really good stuff. I'm perfectly happy with that kind of situation. Yeah, that worked out nicely. It was a good game. It was a genuinely good game. That was a fun one. GG's, Devin. I had a lot of fun, and best of luck with the rest of the season, my dude. But next week we are playing... Who do we play next week? Doopity-doo. Next week we take on the Orlando Oricorios, coached by who? Blade. Coolest name in the whole league, no debate. But yeah, cool. Looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm gonna go get this uploaded, and see you guys next week. Peace.